Hola a todos, aquí Tony 22 de los 80. Continuamos con ABC, los crímenes del ABC de Agatha Christie. Y estamos con Poirot. Miramos en un momento. La víctima fue Nancy Bodley. Bueno, no, me equivoco. A ver. No, la víctima fue Alice Ascher. Bodley era la de la verdularia que no quería ayudar ni hacer nada. Y entonces la que fue asesinada fue Alice Ascher. Y ahora vamos a hablar con la sobrina. Este crimen fue anunciado. Nos avisaron de algo pasaría. Y aquí están las vías de la
Jap
receta.
had the body removed out of respect for the victim's niece. His attention is commendable.
Sí, han retirado el cadáver, pero no hay nada de sangre. Y es un suelo de madera. O sea, ha sido impresionante. ¿Cómo lo han limpiado?
There are cigarettes.
Oh my god. Vamos para allá. Que sí que se mueve. Estoy llorando bastante.
Is a grief sincere?
Su tristeza es sincera. Vamos a ver. Pañuelo. Mirada baja. Ropa negra modesta.
She appears to be very upset. She's dressed in mourning. She looks fragile.
Bueno, pues vamos a hablar con ella. Si quiere que generar. No. Preguntarle qué relación tenía con su tía.
You were very fond of your aunt, am I right?
She was the only family I had since my mother died.
Your aunt did not have any children, is that correct?
No. She was separated from her husband.
What do you think about Franz Ascher, your aunt's husband?
He never left her alone. Poor aunt. She used to drop by all the time and make a scene.
Was your aunt afraid of her husband?
He shouted a lot, but she wasn't afraid of him. Why, he used to slink away when she turned on him. He was afraid of her, if you like.
Era él quien tenía miedo de ella.
Your aunt should have asked for a divorce.
Oh, no, sir. My aunt had principles.
Well, your aunt's principal have led her to the morgue. Hastings, please see this young lady home. I fear that it's quite impossible to finish our interview at present.
Poirot, what have you done? I've never known you be so brutal.
Os lo he dicho la verdad, que debería haberse divorciado. Lo he desbloqueado un poquitito. No sé. Bueno, supongo que en aquella época todo el mundo aguantaba como pudiese. Pero para estar sufriendo y existir el divorcio, yo creo que se tenía que haber divorciado. Bueno, va pedo.
We have to wait for him to sleep it off. He's all yours, Poirot. There are a few things I need to check.
There must be some way of sobering him up.
I wonder what his wife used to do. He must have scared the customers away.
Pues es el marido, ¿no? ¿No tiene algunas cosas por aquí? ¿Se podrá mirar?
A box of new stockings. It's Alice Ascher's notebook. Ah, that's interesting. Bodley. The fruit seller has debts too. She will probably be more cooperative thanks to this piece of information.
Aquí tenemos a Podle. Tenía deudas. Vamos a interrogarle a él y después podremos hablar con la de la verdulería.
He's not in any condition to be questioned. I have to find a way to sober him up.
Hay que encontrar una forma de hacerle. En un principio no tengo nada aquí a mano para despertarle, creo. No me deja salir, o sea que... Pues sí. Bueno, vamos a hablar con la verdulera, a ver si me puede ayudar.
Your fruit is rotten.
What? A foreigner dares to say that?
According to the victim's account book, you owed her £10 for tobacco and magazines.
That's a lie. She owed me £1. I swear.
A ver.
Now, please be so kind as to explain this.
Look at my account book. Alice owed me £11 for fruit and vegetables. I may have had a slate at her shop, but she had one at mine. She owed me £1. And that reminds me I have to get it back from her niece.
Joder.
That is quite enough. Your account book has saved you, but I might ask Chief Inspector Japp to throw you in the cells for 1 or 2 nights while he checks your entries. You want to go to prison?
Prison? Now that's not fair. I haven't done nothing.
In that case, I am counting on your full collaboration.
Yes, sir. Of course, sir. Listen, I didn't kill Alice, I swear. But it's true that I did go to the shop yesterday.
At what time?
6 o'clock. She left me a note saying she wanted some strawberries if I got some. I received them late, about 6. So I took them over to her.
But you did not see her.
She wasn't in the shop, so I just put the strawberries on the counter and left.
Es que el cadáver estaba detrás y si no se asomó, no la vio.
Did you see anything unusual in the shop?
No. Well, maybe one thing. There was a railway guide on the counter. Alice didn't sell them. Maybe it's the customer who left it there.
You were not alarmed?
I thought Alice had just gone to get her medicine from her room and that she'd be straight back.
You mentioned medicine.
Something for her cough. She used to take it a lot.
Who do you think killed her?
France. Her scoundrel of a husband. He was always after her for something. Well, he's a foreigner. Sorry, sir.
Es alemán,
What
espero.
I mean is he's German. That's even worse.
Racistas.
Did you see Alice Ascher enter the tobacco shop late yesterday afternoon?
Well, no. But at that time of the day, the streets are packed, and I have better things to do than watch her shop.
Vale. Me la puedo creer.
I'll just borrow your bottle a moment.
Take it. It's what Alice used to sober up her husband. But try not to empty the bottle.
Para quitarle la borrachera al marido, mira, perfecto.
Let us now try and get out.
Ah, utilizar las células grises. Bueno, podemos determinar la franja horaria en la que la señora Ascher fue asesinada. Esto es 1. Ya está, ¿no? Vale, en vez de este. Porque fue la última vez con vida y la vez que la vieron muerta. Porque podía haber estado metida dentro. Es verdad. Podemos reducir esta franja horaria, ¿por qué? En este caso creo que sí. Vale. Vamos bien. ¿A qué hora se ha cometido el asesinato? Pues más o menos entre las 5:30 y las 6 de la tarde. Mira qué feliz roncando. Pero qué feliz. Oh. La botella de vinagre de Nancy Boley. Este olor despertaría a un muerto. No hay nada más. ¿Se puede quitar?
Mes amis, I can say without a doubt that poor Mrs. Ascher was killed between 5:30 and 6.
Killed when the street was packed with people. That's rather bold.
I've been talking to the neighbours, and...
No one seen anything? Or rather, it's anything and everything. Am I wrong?
No.
Yeah. We must grill this villain Ascher before he falls asleep again.
Pues vamos a hablar con él. Pero primero vamos a echar un vistazo.
This man is in rather a bad state.
No está en muy buenas condiciones, con el ojo morado. Tiene sangre en la boca. Y está muy sucio, está guapísimo.
This man has been fighting and he smells of alcohol.
Vale.
Care for a cigarette, monsieur?
What's that? Scented cigarettes? No, thanks.
Bien. I was trying to be friendly, but you are quite right. Let us get down to business. You threatened to kill your wife, and now she's dead.
So what? You shouldn't take things so seriously, sir. Nothing but empty threats. We didn't get on all that badly.
So, if things were going so well with your wife, why did you not live with her?
She was the one that left. Nothing to do with me, sir.
Acusarlo de maltratar a su mujer.
You can't have treated her very well for her to run away.
No, sir, no. I wouldn't say I'd ever laid a finger on her, but it was only normal. She was my wife.
Are you often involved in fights?
I don't know what you mean.
Asher, look me in the eye and tell me that you were in a fight.
I'm looking. No, I wasn't in a fight.
You are right. Looking at the state of you, you did not defend yourself. So someone gave you a good beating.
A beating? No way. All right, he tore my coat and gave me a black eye. You see the state of him.
Very interesting. Who is the other that you struck?
Probably best if I tell you everything. Yesterday afternoon, I met Roderick Tanner. We'd bet on a dog fight together.
An illegal bet, naturally.
Yes, sir. Our dog won. Roderick got the money, but he refused to give me my share.
And you fought about it. What time was this?
In the evening, about 6, I think. We were on the other side of town. You see, I couldn't have killed my wife.
Vale.
Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
¿Qué hacía la señora Asher cuando la asesinaron? Hmm. Vale. Estaba tomando un paquete de cigarrillos de la estantería.
The murderer probably pretended to be a customer. He hit the shopkeeper from behind as she turned around to serve him.
Ascher's alibi appears to be confirmed. All the same, I'm going to call and check that he did have a fight with this Tanner on the afternoon of the murder. You can never trust this sort of chap.
One thing is certain, Ascher was a ruffian who used to beat his wife.
But he's not very educated. It certainly was not him who wrote the letter signed ABC. Let's resume, Hastings. We know the murderer pretended to be a customer. He did not kill her for money, that appears to be certain.
I agree with you on that point.
And the murderer left an ABC guide as a signature. Therefore, it's likely he wrote the letter.
Indeed, but that doesn't explain why and how he did it.
You are quite right. Why he did it is a mystery. But as for how he did it, we do know enough to try and reconstruct the events.
Vale. O sea que esto fue un asesino. Reconstruye las circunstancias del crimen seleccionando las acciones que el asesino pudo efectuar. Reconstrucción.
The killer enters the shop.
No, primero avanzó.
Mrs. Ascher turns around to greet her customer.
Le pidió algo.
The murderer asks her for some tobacco. She turns her back to him. He seizes the opportunity to strike her.
Colocó.
He then places the ABC on the counter before leaving.
The ABC was not found like that. We are not far from the solution, Hastings. Would you mind if we thought about it a little more?
No colocó la guía así. La guía sin reconstrucción. Deducción errónea. La colocó boca abajo.
The killer enters the shop. Mrs. Ascher turns around to greet her customer.
Pidió.
The murderer asks her for some tobacco. She turns her back to him. He seizes the opportunity to strike her.
Vamos a elegir la otra opción, la de dar la vuelta.
He then places the
Claro.
ABC upside down before leaving. Everything appears to match the crime scene, mon cher Hastings. That is exactly what happened.
Lo que pasa es que dar la vuelta entendía que él se daba la vuelta, no que daba la vuelta al libro.
Ascher has a strong alibi and we don't have any other suspect. But what was the point of this crime?
She had no debts. She gave Franz Ascher money regularly. She wasn't owed money. Nobody stood to gain anything.
No doubt about it, the murderer is insane.
And I fear that we had not heard the last of him.
I hope you're wrong for once.
Bien, let's go back to London. If we hurry, we should catch the 7:02 train. Are you coming?
No, unfortunately, I have to talk with Andover police.
See you soon, then. Are you coming, Hastings? Let's go home. There's nothing for us here.
Well, do you have any idea about the killer's identity?
The crime was committed by a man of medium height, with red hair and suspicious eyes. He has a slight limp on the right foot and a wart just below his shoulder blade.
¿Cómo?
Poirot!
Mon ami, what do you want? You fix upon me a look of dog-like devotion and demand of me a pronouncement à la Sherlock Holmes. Now for the truth. I do not know what the murderer looks like, nor where he lives, nor how to set hands upon him.
What shall we do, then?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Do not be so impatient, Hastings. The killer will manifest himself soon enough.
I thought I heard the postman. Maybe there's some news.
I would go and see.
Vale. El objetivo leer la carta.
Dear Mr. Poirot, well, what do you think? I believe that I won this round. The end of our affair went like clockwork, don't you feel? But the fun has only just started. I would like to draw your attention to Bexhill-on-Sea on the 25th of this month. We're having a crazy time. Best wishes, ABC. The next crime will be in Bexhill. We must warn Jap to Scotland Yard.
Did the letter indicate anything that might help the police?
To be honest, I think we can already guess something about the next victim. But I need to think about it a little more.
Vale. Ganaste el trofeo, Bigotito. Reflexión.
Let us examine this more closely.
Mira, a ver, esto es la carta del A con la de B, o sea, del primer asesinato con el segundo que va a haber. Y lo que hay que buscar son coincidencias. Por ejemplo,
Certain characters in the two letters may have similar defects.
por ejemplo, la I por la I.
Yes, this I is weird.
Esta A que está inclinada.
Yes, the A appears to be quite unusual.
Y me queda algo por encontrar, que creo que será la W, que se ve como...
Let us examine the characters in this word.
Ay, yo le había dado a la W.
The W is not printed properly.
Como vos.
The W is not printed properly.
Which, por ejemplo.
Of course, the W characters in the two letters do indeed have the same defects.
Vale, entonces...
I have to find some other similar defects to confirm my theory.
Vale, lo que te va a hacer es pulsar esto de aquí.
Yes, the A appears to be quite unusual. That's right. The A characters in the two letters do indeed have the same defects.
El I.
I have to find some other similar defects to confirm my theory.
El I.
Let us examine the characters in this word.
No, quiero la I.
No, I already know that the letter W was deleted in the two letters.
Quiero la
I
I.
have to find some other similar defects to confirm my theory.
A ver, voy a reflejar.
Yes, this I is weird. Yes, the I characters in the two letters do indeed have the same defects. My theory was right. These two letters were written with the same typewriter. Both letters were written on the same typewriter and show the same characteristics.
You surprise me, Poirot. You usually ignore material proof.
But there is nothing usual about this case, Hastings. Nothing must be overlooked. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
¿Qué tiene de particular el asesinato de Andover? Vale, pues las cartas, supongo. Y la guía de ABC, ¿no? Entonces la A y la A. Andover con Ascher. ¿Qué se da con la letra B?
So, Poirot, have you found something?
Oui, I believe so. But I am afraid it is not enough to stop the murderer. Let us go and see Chief Inspector Japp. I will explain there.
Vale, un indicio disponible. Salir de Whitehaven. Vale, pues vamos un momento a... Cada vez que se mira en un espejo, creo que gana puntos de ego. Vámonos a coger el coche.
To Scotland Yard, please.
...22 de julio... de 1900, no sé si era 35 o por ahí. Vamos a informar de que... Interesante, ¿eh?
Jap has invested a great deal in his career.
Vale.
Jap is an investigator greatly respected by his peers.
Voy a ver si hay otra cosa más para mirar, porque... aprovechamos.
London. I really like this city. One thing is certain, you never get bored here. London. I really like this city.
Vale. Aquí.
Alice Ascher was murdered in Andover. The ABC killer's first murder.
Ya hablemos. Bueno, primero vamos a ver.
Jap
Allá.
appears to be snowed under.
Muchas cartas aquí y cosas.
Jap appears to already be overloaded with work. My news is not going to improve matters. Bonjour, Chief Inspector. I am afraid we have some bad news. I have just received another letter signed ABC. The next crime will be on the 25th in Bexhill-on-Sea.
Are you completely sure it's from the same person?
I have compared the two letters. There is no doubt about it.
I suppose you think he's going to carry out his threats.
I fear so.
Good God, Poirot. Bexhill is very busy at this time of year, and we have no idea who the next victim will be.
I suspect that the name of the second victim will start with B.
What on earth makes you think such a thing?
I thought about it when I saw the name Ascher clearly written over the shop door of the unfortunate woman who was murdered in Andover last month. When I received a letter mentioning Bexhill, I deduced that the victim, like the town, might have been chosen by alphabetical order.
So, it's an alphabet fiend. I'm going to have a list drawn up of all the people whose name starts with B. I hope there aren't too many of them.
Bien. We should leave you to work, Chief Inspector.
You have a few days to prepare yourself.
Thank you for coming, my friends.
Pues en una pequeña ciudad todos que empiecen apellido con B, pues es un poquito complicado, ¿no?
Poirot?
Chief Inspector Jap, your call does not bode well.
Indeed, we have just found the body of a young woman on the beach in Bexhill. An ABC was placed on the body.
We'll be there as soon as possible.
Nuevo objetivo, hablar con Jack.
Bexhill is a delightful town. It would be nice to come back and visit.
I do not entirely agree. Walking at the beach damages my shoes, and it hurts my knee.
So the years have not spared you, my friend. It's the same for all of us.
That is exactly what I said to myself when I saw you back from your travels.
Poirot.
Do not be offended, Hastings. I can see Jap waiting for us. And from his face, I would say that things are not looking good.
Vale. Pues entonces vamos a dejar el capítulo aquí porque empezaremos con otro caso de asesinato y seguramente que la víctima empieza por B, el apellido. A ver qué es lo próximo que vamos a ver. Un placer estar con todos vosotros aquí, Tori22 de los 80. Nos vemos muy pronto. Hasta luego, gente. Chao.